What's going on, traders? How we doing out there? Let's get into this market, man. There is a lot of action to talk about. Let's get to it. We'll get right on it, guys. I just want to show you guys at least right now, I am doing pretty well in my trade to pool account, battling on the day, but not doing too bad, right? Nice little $150 day. Could have got bigger gains, but didn't stay short on some of the names. I was short KRE. I was short AMD today multiple times. I had some really good profits there in AMD. Was still able to make a good gain. Not like I didn't, but could have got a little bit more, right? But one of the things is I didn't want to get into this whole bouncing game. At one point, I was up like $80, $90. It came all the way back to my entry, ended up stopping me out there for just like $2 gain. Things like that, I want to kind of get away from. I want to take those gains really quickly and then look to expand on them, right? We'll see what happens today. I am trying to get my TC up here, and I'll just have it up there in just a second, guys. So stick around. We'll see what happens. I just needed to refresh those charts, but the market is just on a take down there in a lot of the tech names and overall takedown everywhere. I mean, energy names just got crushed today. So I'm keeping an eye out on a name like Valero. That thing just got smacked today. Definitely on my radar for an oil short. And look at this, from 147 down to 142 today with no bounces. Nothing coming back to the VWAP. So in the next couple of days, I'll be looking to see some oil names get a bounce to maybe get short some of these action names. But of course, we can take a look into the market, and I can maybe even take a trade right now. But I mean, it's 341. I'm probably just going to be done for the weekend. Don't want to ruin my good green on the day. Let's take a look at what else is going on here. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong branding there. Sorry about that. There you go. That looks a little bit better. Let's get towards my charts right now. We can take a look at what's going on in the market. Seems like we're battling right now in the SPY, starting to make our way a little bit back. But as you can see, as soon as we come back, we're not even going back to the VWAP. We're just fading off of that. Now, where did I see real disaster today? Look at the financial services, guys. This is why I was getting short KRE in the first place, because I could see this just crashing down, right? And honestly, I could maybe even hold this over the weekend and make a ton of money on that KRE. I think I really sold KRE a little bit too early there today. I took 41.87s and 41.82s, but I was really short this way up there at 42.17s. If I would have been able to hold through this 41.95 attempt where we came back here and eventually stopped me out, I could have been able to hold throughout the weekend. This is one that I'm really starting to see. And stocks that are, kind of consumer facing. You guys know I've been wanting to kind of get short Lulu. This is actually making me want to get short Lulu throughout the weekend. Actually don't mind it. I would just have to go at it really slowly with a small amount, but we could see some consumer takedown, right? I think that this isn't a bad attempt here. If I would go about this, I would go about it really slowly, probably with a small share size, looking to make some gains into Monday. But I'm going to leave it alone right now. I just want to take a look at what else is going on. It seems like it's been a crazy battle. Walmart came right back down, guys. This is not a bad one to kind of keep watching for the breakdown. Of course, I was able to battle this one and take it short the other day. Then today, out the gates, I actually got stopped out of this one for a tiny loss, and this thing just flushes. That's how it goes sometimes, team. Haven't been really doing that great on the swing trading action as of late. So what have I been doing? It's just been taking it easy, right? And even though I've had some wins, I've had some losses there, it's kind of been break even as of late. We'll see if we can start making some better swing trades here. And that's what it's all about. One of the ones that I'll be looking at, of course, is like oil, and see these stocks kind of continue to break down. Of course, you can maybe look at the XLE. XLE really rejected up there from 92. I think this maybe gets to 91, but I don't see it past 92 again. So I'll be watching to see if I can get any pushes to the upside and try to catch these. And then, of course, you also saw coal starting to turn around here. Now it's been hot as of late. Will BTU crack down here towards the end? Just something to think about. Consumer cyclical, deep red also. Everything is in the red from the open, and that tells us something. We got to be careful, especially in different areas. Industrials getting hit really hard today. Take a look at Cat. Cat down to 272. Deer down to 377, guys. This was just starting to get back there, looking like it wanted to get to 400. Now it's down to 377. And look at XLI. This doesn't look good as it starts to fall off. There's not a lot of these ETFs in areas that look good now. Even technology is just struggling up here. Yes, some of these names were able to hang in today, but look at the bigger boys. The bigger boys keep coming lower, and that's not a good outlook there. Nvidia went up today, and this could get crushed here towards the end. I think that eventually we're going to see Nvidia maybe down to 400. ARM is one of my biggest radars for the market right now. If ARM is in the red like it is today, well, I don't expect to see technology and some of these AI names get the lift. So that's one thing that I'm definitely going to keep an eye out. ARM going lower today, down to 53.30s, and this could keep cracking. Nike had earnings today, and man, this has just continued the downside action. Got a little bounce there, made its way back to 96, but looks like it wants to go right back down. CCL made a move back up here towards 1370s and looks like it wants to come right back down to the 1320s. Actually, this looks like a potentially a short towards the close. We'll see what happens there on Carnival. But definitely today, a really good day to maybe get short on Carnival as it popped up on its earnings. It gave you even a shot back at 1485s, 15s. Look at RCL. This also just followed the CCL action and eventually broke down also, but giving you a great opportunity coming down with the CCL earnings, then going back there to that 96, and then just getting hit hard all the way down to 91. $5 return there you could have got on Royal Caribbean today to the downside, especially off of a nice VWAP short, like just above VWAP, resistance above, short it, look for resistance above to kind of hold. Not a bad trade there on RCL. Really not a bad one at all. Sorry about that. Had to mute for a second. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what else is making a move here. You guys can call out some tickers in the chat. There's a lot to talk about. Whatever sector you guys want to kind of talk about, we can go ahead and go into it. I can definitely take a look at areas that I'm looking to short or go long. But the truth is that there's a lot of different trades underneath the hood right now. Ford coming down a little bit today. Tesla, man, that 254 rejection that I was looking at live trading, where I was calling it when it was down here at 252, saying that look for maybe one more rejection from that 254. That's exactly what we got. Then a straight takedown to the downside to 246. So now that it's getting back here to the 250s, maybe it gets to 252, but I could see this going right back down below 246. Definitely having Tesla battle here. We'll see if it gets all the way back there towards the 240s. That's where you really got to be careful, where it could take that next leg lower, but definitely a battle in the markets today. Stocks that were hot, Intel was trying to make its way back. This one's not breaking down too much today, so maybe this one starts making its way back, but definitely there's some stocks that are still getting hit. Micron coming back a little bit today, so that's interesting to see that one. Of course, that report wasn't the worst report, but you guys can see it. It's starting to come back. It filled the gap, but will it just reject this gap to keep going up towards 70s and get right back towards 66? We'll see if this is start making its way there towards 70. And an area that I wanted to keep an eye out for today just really dumped, which was in lodging. I wanted to look for a Hilton short. Man, that was an opportunity yesterday with Hilton kind of ripping in this pre-market outlook into the 155s. What happened out the gates? Just straight down. And then what happens here? Guys, classic VWAP fade. I love this type of strategy where you get a stock that was getting back there towards resistance, falls down pretty fast, comes back to VWAP. Right here would have been a great opportunity at the 153s, VWAP at 152.90s there to get a knockdown right back down to the 149, a nice $4 or 2.5%. We'll see if Hilton can continue going lower. Marriott getting hit today. Airbnb getting hit today. So look at that. That was also a bull trap there in Airbnb as it ripped to the upside and all of a sudden just started crushing to the downside. We'll see what happens to these. Definitely keeping up the battle. How's those cannabis stocks, man? Are those hanging in there? Not doing too bad. I just wanted to see how those were doing. Not really moving, but also not really just breaking down, right? Trying to kind of stay in here. We'll see what happens with MSOS if it can take a next move there towards 10. Keep your eyes on the cannabis stocks. They're definitely on the radar and in the news. Let's catch up with you guys in the chat. Mystery Man, gold oversold. What's up out there, AOK? Definitely. I'm glad to do a little recap for you guys today. I didn't want to leave you guys throughout the whole weekend with just looking at this kind of red market and seeing it in the negative. There's always ways to make kind of money, right? Meta 310 down to 300. 300 is going to be vital, Johan, to see if it can hang on. And Johan, remember how you told me that you don't like to trade past 10? Well, today I traded a little bit later than 10. I was trading at around like 12, 12:30, 12:40s, and was still able to make profits. So I think that some people sometimes they can't trade the afternoons, but to tell you the truth, I have found some pretty good setups in the afternoons. All right, let's go to GLD. We can take a look at some gold action. GLD just, downside it goes. And that's not looking good there, guys. Normally, when the market comes down like this, we start getting gold to start making an up move, and gold is just getting whacked. So that's not good there for gold. Maybe at some point it starts to bounce. Right now, I don't think that's it. I don't want to be going after falling knives right now. Groupon. All right, let's go to Groupon. That's GRPN. Let's take a look here. Groupon with a nice little move higher here. We were actually trading this just a while back here through this level here on the 1248s. And it held some pullbacks around the 1130s, eventually making a move today. I don't know if there's news on this today, but definitely big lift up there in Groupon. Did not expect to see this. Eventually, I think this comes right back down. But man, I'm not going to fight this. This is a pretty strong trend right now. All right, let's keep going. McDonald's losing momentum. Yes, it is. And a lot of this coming from the mentions of the raised franchising fees. And I think McDonald's is going to slowly but surely start working some of this kind of recent gain right back. Where is it going to go to? I think it might get back there towards like 250s, 230s, somewhere in that area. I'll take a look at it. But right now, it is going lower and 270 resistance above. So right now, it's actually closing towards the bottom end of that range. We'll look to see if it takes another takedown. All right, let's keep going, guys. Some people trade now the last 10 minutes of the day. That's true. And that has a tendency of working for especially kind of swing traders. Swing traders usually like to trade towards the end of the day. Why? Because when we go to the daily chart, it really gives us an outlook before the market's closed on how the daily chart is going to look. Yes, I just said this, guys. A lot to learn from here. So when you're looking at those daily charts, right, how did this look? Like, look at AMD. Even though it was a big short today, yesterday's move, Thursday, was such a big move up that today's pullback is just a blimp in the action. It's not really that much of a pullback. You can see it on deeper time frames. This is why some people might be actually taking a long on AMD today. This is why some people might be taking a long on NVIDIA today, right? We'll see what happens. I mean, you can definitely hold off the 432s from the days past, but I think it's also important to somewhat look into the daily chart and see what you're seeing there. Is it showing you bearish sign, bullish sign? Because sometimes you might find that that daily candle is, yes, it does look bad on the intraday, but the daily still looks good. Glenn, the market is not run on bull and sell orders. Laugh out, no support, no resistance. There are no bulls, no bears, only the central bank, liquidity pools, imbalances in price. Glenn, if that were true, man, then honestly, why trade at all? Right? What you're pretty much telling me is that essentially it's only the central bank and liquidity pools that matter. I don't think that's it either. Now, are they run by majority of the time algorithmic volume and fast trading? Yes. But to say that there's no support, no resistance, I mean, I don't believe in that. At least I would say so. But hey, to each his own. That trade imbalance report at 350. We'll see what happens with the trade imbalances coming in here. Definitely smash the like. Marty, most of the move happened after 3 p.m. It looks like. We'll see what happens. Yeah, when something gaps like that at 3 p.m., it could be that they know something that we don't. All right, let's take a look at some other action today. Costco was making its way back there to 570s, right? As they just recently got smacked on that downside action. Well, I think eventually this could come right back down here and could just be kind of a blow off top here in the 570s and work its way right back down. So I'd be a little bit careful there, but it still looks strong right now. So I'm not going to go and short this, but it's just something that I'm looking at, especially as I see Walmart turn to the downside today. Will Target just go lower? Will DG just go lower? Will Ollie just get right back down here? Ollie's been trying to work its way back through the 77s and 80s. We'll see if this one's able to hold on. All right, let's keep going, guys. You guys keep throwing up tickers. We'll see what else is going out there. There's no red 10-year candles. Oh yeah, man. Thanks for all the knowledge. Hey, that's what I'm here for, Tony. Let's keep taking a look. Let's see what other trades we can come up with. How's that Lulu trade that I was thinking about taking just a little while ago? Let's take a look here. So now we're starting to see it come down here towards the 385s, right? By 384s. And you can see how it just recently tried to go to 386 and now is starting to go ahead and crack here. I'm willing to take a little bit of a shot here, at least just to see what happens, right? I mean, I'm not going to bet too much here, but I'm willing to take a little bit of a shot here. Let me see if I can get a little bit of a bounce fill here. Back above the 385s is what I'm looking for. Anything close to that, I don't mind taking a shot here. Ooh, I saw 3. All right, I'll take it a little bit here. All right, guys, so I'm taking a little bit here short of Lulu. I'm going to show you guys it right here. This is the trade to pull. Got to be careful there, but we'll see what happens here. Going to go ahead and just kind of swing trade this and went small just to kind of test it out, right? I'm testing it out here. Only 5 shares of Lulu short there, 384s, 87s. Was really looking for like kind of closer to this 385 spot. And I could add right there, but I'm not going to push it, right? I'm just going to understand where my risk is. My risk is 387s, right? So I'm risking about what? A little bit over $2. That's nothing, guys. It's just going to be about maybe $20. You know what I mean? This is not going to be too much there. So we'll see if this gets a little bit higher. I can add to this maybe even in the after hours if I start to see this really start to crush down here. But we are getting a lot of imbalances to come in here. We'll see what happens here with Lulu. Of course, I got to be careful because Lulu still has a daily kind of bullish outlook if it can get back above this 388. So we'll see what happens there with Lulu. I want to see a takedown through the 380s. All right, that's going to do it for me today, guys. It's 3:57. If you guys have anything else to take a look at, keep throwing up those tickers. BNTX, strong move, of course. You're seeing some moves right here at the end of the market. Let's go to the SPY overall and see how we're moving right there. You guys can see the SPY now kind of chopping around here. Did do a little spike to 429, but then made a move right back down. We'll see how the Qs continue to move. Qs are rejecting right now. And of course, I'll be keeping an eye out some of those bigger names. Microsoft, how do those move after hours? Apple, ARM. Will ARM just keep going lower or will it start to recover? That's one thing that we'll be watching for on Monday. NVIDIA looks like it's getting a little bit of a hit here, 434s. And of course, we could get some leaking overnight going into the morning and then eventually bounce. So I'll be looking to try to maybe make this trade, especially look to be in the green on Lulu in the morning. We'll find out, guys. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Like always, there'll be more for you guys right here on Benzinga. And don't miss us on Monday, of course, on pre-market prep. And keep building up those trading skills. There's always so much more to learn. Keep up with my Twitter, of course, at MoneyMitchBZ. And I'll see you guys bright and early on Monday. Stay safe out there. And we'll see what happens in this market. It's never easy. You guys saw it this week, a takedown from that tech journey. And what happened to the AI bubble? I don't even hear about that much about AI revenues anymore. We'll find out what happens there.